Oh goodness, I kind of hate to do this because it's embarrassing. It's a match that I lost that I should not have lost, and I made a really crucial blunder in it, one of 13. But let's have a look. We will start with, oh, this is catching errors too, so just starting with 4-5, you notice that Red made the 2 point to open the game, and I played 4-5 the way that you would normally play 4-5, and would have been smarter to just play it straight offensively. So let me adjust this very quickly to show only the blunders, because honestly, I make enough blunders that if I can fix those, I can then start worrying about the errors. So this is fifth roll of the match, and I'm fortunate enough to throw double 5 off the bar, and then I'm unfortunate enough to waste it by making a pretty serious misplay when would have been a little bit better to hold back on the 20 point there. I'm still trailing in the, well, I'm about even in the race after this roll. I'm down 13 before it. And I get some board coverage here by making the right move. And red is a little bit awkward with 6 checkers here and only 1 checker back and then only 2 here. So the chance that red's going to leave something open here is actually pretty high. Later, same game, and this is me failing to double. And this is me again failing to double, and I'm honestly not sure what I was thinking here. That 5 checkers up and a 6 to close out the board would have been enough. I guess what I was thinking was, hey, there are 4 checkers out here, and if I can close out this one, I got a pretty good shot at a gammon. Which is not a crazy thought. The game shows 73% chance to win, and about 1/3 of those are gammons. So I throw this 3-3, and I play all the way down 13-1 when I would have had a decent closeout. So not entirely sure what I was thinking there, just kind of giving away points. I do win 1 point in that match, and then move to the second and take a pretty quick advantage here. We go 6-3, red throws 3-2, I throw 6-2, and we hit on the 4 point. And then we're lucky enough to get a bounce, and I just thought, it's a little too early. And yet it's not a little too early. It's a blunder not to double here. Doubling take is the right move. 10th roll, same game. I throw 6-5 and elect to hang on to the 4 point and leave this shot on the 6, when it probably would have been easier to make the 16 point. One thing I notice about XG is that it's very much, it loves to make the 16 and 15 points when the opportunity is there. Not so much the 14, especially if you already have the 13. We are still in game 2, and now I have a 6-5 that I did play out this time. I obviously not much to like about this roll, but XG would have said, hey, why don't you just play out of the 7 point? That way you can maintain a little bit of blockage here without giving up your main anchor in the back where red is stripped. So a lot of times you just have to refuse to give in, and you have to make plays that are kind of ugly in order to hold the things that are most important to you. So we move ahead, and I have taken a 4-0 lead. It's feeling pretty good about things. And option to go for the double hit here, which is a little bit greedy. Again, I can keep everything intact if I just play 2 and 5. I have a nice anchor. I have builders here and here. And I have 1 checker here that, I mean, it could be hit, but it's not crazy likely to be hit. And it's a good building spot. And if it does get hit, I've got an anchor to come in on, and the chance there'll be a blot there to hit is not so small. Same game. Here is where I threw away the match. I get doubled here. I'm ahead 4-0. Important point. And I decide that having those two anchors in the back to play a 1-4 game is adequate. And I figure also if I get hit, I will have another checker back there that will improve my timing. And all of this was just disastrous thinking. It's just take your 4-1 lead and go on to the next game. So here's what happens. And I'll show you the sequence, even though I don't usually go into it. I do get hit. I come in with a 2, and I have only 1-6 left. And then I throw double 4s, which destroys my board. And then I throw 3-6, which destroys my anchor. And then I rebuild the anchor. So lucky to do that. But then I throw 6-1, which was a mistake play. Should have just played 13-7 down and then use that spare 1 to hold on, because I wanted to hang on to that anchor a little bit longer. And I'm not able to get the second checker out. And I do some bouncing, and checkers start to come in, and I do some more bouncing and finally come in. But now my only chance to get off the gammon is to get a hit, which I miss here and just barely get off the backgammon, for that matter. And so instead of being ahead 4-1 and going on with probably a 60-ish% chance to win the match, suddenly I'm at 4-4 with what I presume is a 50% chance to win the match. I move back ahead 5-4, and in this case, my doubling error was going the other direction, that it was a little bit too aggressive. What do I have going for me here? I've got 3 points, not the 3 best, but 3 points. I've got a chance to hit on the 4. I've got a chance to cover on the 18. I've got a chance to make a point with maybe a 3-1. I have a lot going for me. I'm a favorite to win the game at 59%, with almost half of those being gammons. And yet, it's 5-4 in a match, and maybe don't give away something valuable like the cube quite so quickly. And then I throw a number that doesn't really help me at all. And then I misplay it. So 5-6 would have been a better option here. Maybe you get a bounce. If the very worst, you've got the 18-point covered. You're not too worried about being locked in the back. The sequence then starts to get ugly with a 4-6. I come in with a 5-1. Red now has more or less total freedom. I misplay a 6-4. Better option would have been just to run out. And now I have a situation where I'm not particularly well connected. I'm certainly not robust in the sense that I have checkers to do things with that aren't really forced. I've got one builder here on the what's the 18, and I've got one here on the 2, which obviously isn't very helpful, and I've got one here who really needs to escape. Game moves on, and I'm still leading in the race. I mean, I'm not feeling awful about this situation. I throw a 6-5. I throw a 5-2, and now we're kind of both in a little bit of a you go first game, and red misplays a 3-3, and then I misplay a 3-3. Let's have a look at that. So a slightly better option would have been to cover a point. Which I did, so. And now I have a 5-point board, and now I throw 5-3, and now red throws double 5s to go from down 10 to up 10, And at this point, we're in a straight race. It's amazing how often a big double will throw out, and then another big double will throw out a race. And I do throw 6-6. I throw 2-1. I throw 5-3. I throw 5-4, and I get doubled right here. So the 6-4 took 2 checkers off when I was really hoping for something less than that. And even though I took 2 off here, this is a pretty clear pass. Literally, it's a matter of would you like to lose the match here. So instead, I just lose a game. Let's see, let's work our way down. I'm going to play a 4-1 here. Obviously, the ace has to come in, and a better choice for the 4 would have been to go ahead and slot the 7 point and hang on to that ace. Then I throw 5-4 and hit, and a much better choice, as I can see now, would have been to simply stack up here on the 5 and make red do some work. If you leave an open shot, which is what I chose to do, the chance of getting hit is it's fairly high, and you just don't have a whole lot going for you. What am I thinking here? So if you make that play, and as it happens, red comes in with the 5s, and then aren't double 5s off the bar the worst? So double 5 off the bar to close out the ace point, and I then play 3-6 and have just no choices at all. This would have been a slightly better choice, and even at that would have been left multiple shots. So I think no matter what would have happened on this roll, I'd be looking at a double and a pass. So I'm down 5-7 now, and we're actually pretty comfortably into this next game, and I have already doubled and haven't blundered anything here, although I see a lot of purple on my screen. And I play a 6-2 like this, and notice what XG likes here is the banana split. Open it up and take a chance, and maybe you win this game, and maybe you win a gammon in this game. Whereas if you make the play that I made, you have no chance of doing that. So you're in trouble no matter what, and it's a time to take a pretty strong measure. That is the last error I made in this match. Is the last error I was given a chance to make in this match, because things did fall apart for me pretty quickly here. As red goes 6-5, and now all of a sudden I'm in a race that I don't want to be in. And you see the double 4s, and I don't throw a 7, and then I elect to just try to race it out, and I lose. So, I guess if there's a lesson for today, it's if you're up 4-0, be very, very, very conservative about taking doubles. Cheers.